As I reflect on the past 12 months and considering the many challenges, I am very proud of the men and women of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Yes, we can improve, and we will. However, even with our limitations, challenges, and varied forms of opposition, we were able to achieve quite a formidable outcome for 2020. Regardless of what others may attempt to attribute our undeniable results to, take heart and note that we are on the right pathway to continued maintenance of national safety and security. Last year in this country, there were 539 murders. As I speak today, we are at 395, which is more than a 25% reduction in murder, the lowest number in 8 years. There was also a 41% reduction in kidnapping, 70% reduction in kidnapping for ransom, 31% reduction in robbery, 22% reduction in house break-ins, 24% reduction in woundings and shootings, 25% reduction in sexual offences, 19% reduction in larceny of motor vehicles, and a 25% reduction in road traffic fatalities. Overall, there was a 30% reduction in serious crime in 2020 compared to 2019. This is the highest percent reduction in crime from one year to another in over 30 years. In my pursuit to improve discipline and remove what may be questionable elements, this year alone, 34 officers were suspended, 24 charged, and 20 recommended to be fired with immediate effect. So in a few minutes, here are a few of our reporting key performance indicators. We launched the Road Policing Task Force to deal with road traffic issues and anti-crime measures. We launched the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service website, launched the Gender-Based Violence Unit, increased the recruit intake at the Police Academy from 100 to 200, launched the Special Operation Response Team in Tobago to deal with crime on that island, promoted 300 officers from the rank of corporal to assistant commissioner. And this was the first time in 10 years all vacancies in the 1st Division were filled. We deployed GPS and drone technology for Carnival 2020 in a massive operation, making that carnival one of the safest ever. Established a Special Operation Command Center for COVID-19. We announced insurance relief packages for officers who fall ill or die due to COVID-19 pandemic. Closed several high-profile investigations, launched the Police Marine Unit, established the Police Forensic Laboratory, implemented drug and polygraph testing in the police service, introduced pepper spray and tasers as a minimum use of force policy, launched the Crossroads Project to mentor at-risk youths across the country, increased staff in the legal department to deal with suspensions, tribunals, and sick leave, increased the intake of Special Reserve Police officers. We reignited the Cold Case Unit, established online reporting for members of the public, increased covert operations at the seaports and airports, commenced clearing the massive backlog of firearm applicants by issuing over 1,500 this year. Previously, no more than 150 were approved annually. Ensured that the emergency response patrols were at full strength. We established the School Security Unit. We introduced notepads in police vehicles to acquire information from the Licensing Office, Criminal Records Office, and the Fingerprint Registry. We launched Divisional Operational Command Centers, launched the Central Intelligence Bureau within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, introduced cameras on police vehicles to provide real-time video footage back to the Operation Command Center, embarked upon a comprehensive restructuring of the establishment of the police service to make it more effective, launched firearm and tool mark training for police service officers to aid in the fight against crime, reduced overtime bill by millions by closely monitoring all overtime bills in all 9 divisions, established a special account for extra duty allowances, launched the Detective Development Program. We solved more murders this year than in the previous years. 91 out of 395 was solved this year compared to 78 out of 539 last year, 18%. We dismantled well-orchestrated plans to cause riots throughout the country, especially in Port of Spain. We ordered and completed firearms and ammunition audit, coordinated Converge 2020, a clinical session for frontline police officers who have been attacked by members of the public during the past year when they went about their duties to enforce law and order. We formed a multi-agency task force formed to investigate and prosecute acts of illegal quarrying, presided over the consecration and presentation of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service colours, presided over a safe and successful operation for the 2020 general election, implemented facial recognition of prisoners. We implemented a fingerprint database of all suspects arrested and in police custody. We implemented online certificate of character applications, ensured an easier process for FUL applications, launched an investigation into the DSS operations, initiated rewards to police officers for outstanding service, drafted new regulations for SRP so that there can be promotion and discipline along with a specialist allowance when they work in specialized units within the service, conducted a massive operation which is still ongoing to ensure that citizens adhere to the COVID health regulations whilst not breaching their constitutional rights. In comparison to most countries where there have been clashes and even fatalities between law enforcement and citizens due to this pandemic, due to the professionalism by our police service, there has not been one major confrontation. Our list of major projects include the establishment of accommodation for Special Victims Department, which is at the head office and divisional offices in Tobago and Northeast, expansion of the medical facility, relocation of traffic and highway patrol, establishment of virtual courts for Tobago and other divisions, refurbishment and relocation of offices for DCPs and support staff at the Police Administration Building, provision of a permanent home for the Labre Police Youth Club. As we leave 2020 and enter a new year, I urge citizens to return their faith and trust in the police service and the decisions made by law enforcement professionals who execute their mandate without prejudice. With that, I also give my renewed assurance that I will continue to do all in my power to ensure the integrity of the service and its service personnel. As I look forward to 2021, I am excited about many new initiatives which we will roll out to build a stronger relationship with the youth and at-risk communities. Among them is the Commissioners' Cup 2021 edition, which was affected because of the COVID pandemic. To all the citizens, I look forward to your continued support in the fight against the criminal elements who seek to disrupt our peaceful way of life. To all the hardworking, committed, and brave police officers, your service to your fellow man is deserving of heartfelt thanks, and to all the law-abiding citizens of this great nation, I wish you a safe and prosperous new year. I thank you.